Hi class. This tutorial is basically just going through how to use the library, the class guide, and some of the databases in the library. So the first thing is to be able to access the class guide. Here we are on the homepage of Mount Hood Community College. I'm just going to click on library. That's the first step to accessing it. And then you just want to scroll down here to library research and class guides. There at the top, you'll see the link for the class guides. Click on that. And you'll have to scroll down to my name here. Here I am, Haley, under H. And remember that you can also access our class guide with the link in the lecture from week 5. Here's our class, Writing 121. And remember that there's some ideas about search terms here on the left. What I'm going to do is take you to find articles. And I'm going to choose the CQ Researcher. It's kind of an easy to use one. I'm going to go to Advanced Search just so that you can get an idea of what some of your search parameters are. Say you want a particular article that you've seen before, you know it was published in a certain month or a certain year, you can tell the database or the search your parameters that you want, including day and year. Okay, so here I'm just going to use the example junk food and advertising and teens or kids or children. So we know that putting our conjunctions in all caps tells the database that we want, or tells the search engine that we want both advertising and teens or kids or children. So it narrows down our search, but it also accounts for these synonyms in case an article isn't using teens, if it's using children instead. Okay, so I'm just gonna search for those parameters. And notice that junk food is in quotations because it's 2 words, but we really don't want to find out about junk. We want to find out about junk food together. All right, so we have about 70 results, and it tells me right here. Notice that you have some options here. You can save to your favorites if you want to save an article to read later, if you think it will be helpful. Also notice right here that it shows you the date the article was published. So some of these are kind of old. It's also just showing me the 25 instead of 50 on this page. And then on the very right-hand side, it tells you it's filed under a certain category. So this fast food shake-up from 1991 is filed under nutrition. This one, child labor in sweatshops, is filed under labor standards and practices. So if you see a topic that you're interested in and you kind of want to peruse it, you can just click on the topic and look at some articles there and do a new search. I want to scroll down here, and I'm just going to choose a couple. Let's see, I think I chose food policy debates. Here it is. And I wanted to show you some of the ways that this article is organized. So over here, you'll see that you can look at it as a PDF, that the full report is here. And then you can jump to, it's kind of a table of contents. So an introduction, an overview, a background. You can jump down to the bibliography. It looks like they have a current situation category. So you can kind of look around and see what you're interested in. There's the pros, cons, and chronology. Some of those things might be interesting to you. Here, let's just read through the introduction, and hopefully you'll get an idea from the introduction of what this article is about. The overview tells you a little bit of the scope. So how much does it cover? How broadly does it cover food policy and what in food policy is being debated here? The next thing I wanted you to notice is that their citations pop up here if you hover over them. So here's the first citation, and they're organized as footnotes, which is not how you do it in your papers. But if this citation looks interesting to you, you can follow up on it. Maybe CBS News is not the best type of source to use, but there might be a few others. An inconvenient truth about our food from the New York Times. Not so academic so far. Michael Pollan. We know about him, right? He has a couple famous books. Another New York Times. So basically, you kind of want to scroll through, look and see what's helpful to you in your paper, what gives you ideas. And here's one from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, a little bit more trustworthy of a source. Right? Usually government sources have a lot of oversight. Usually they're peer-reviewed, they're fact-checked, so it might be a little bit more trustworthy. The other thing that you can do is a search. So when I do a search, I do, depending on if you're in a Mac or a PC, Command F for find and type in junk food. So here it is up here. And just see where they mention junk food. Right? And I notice that advertising is in close proximity to junk food here. So this might be a section that's interesting for you to read if you're doing your paper on junk food. And if you just press enter, it looks for the next time junk food is mentioned. So a few times in a row here, and also in close proximity to advertising, our search terms are in bold. So that's helpful if you're just scanning an article. Okay, let's go back. Whoops. Nope, that's not where I wanted to go. Here we go. Okay, so the other one that I clicked on was, I think it was preventing disease. Was I there? Yeah. So here's one on preventing disease. The other thing that I wanted to mention is over here on the issue tracker for related reports. So if you're looking at food and disease and how they're related, for instance, here's the mad cow disease, the diabetes epidemic. So some of these are more closely related to food than others. You can click on some of these, so it kind of pops up with extra resources over here on the very right-hand side of whatever article you're looking in. Okay, well, I hope that was helpful, and feel free to email with any questions. Thank you.